It's
Hi, Nick. You're the only one here. This was an impromptu. It was not announced, so there may not be many people here at all. I really didn't even tell that many people. So maybe the word will spread. Hi, Crackles. I'm so happy to see you. It's pouring rain. I just let the girls out and I let them in just in time because the skies opened up and you can see the trees blowing around back there. Hi, Moonchild. So I figured since the weather was going to be crappy, that I'd come on and talk about mental health and things. Things. And whatever you guys want to talk about. Hi, Alice. Yeah. The Snooter sisters. Yeah, they're napping. I kind of like threw myself together, sort of, to do this. Hi, Betty Boop. Nice to see you. Sounds good to me too, Crackles. Why not? Why not? Thanks. Oh, gosh. Oh, mom has COVID, but she has no symptoms. So 93 and a half years old, tested positive for COVID and no symptoms. I think maybe they need to go study her because she's the perfect demographic that it's supposed to, hi, Linda, supposed to hit really hard. And no symptoms at all. It's incredible because there are other friends of mine that had it, got really, really sick, but not mom. When they called me and hi, Bucky. When they called me and said she tested positive, I thought, oh, shit. She's unbelievable. She has no symptoms at all. She has no medical problems. It's just the dementia. Hi, Hawaiian Kansan Findel. I need to get a better name for you. Tell me what you like to be called. Let's start there. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I talk to the nurses every day. Nope. No symptoms. It's just the dementia. That's the culprit. Physically, she's okay. So I don't really know why they tested her. I'm assuming a staff member tested positive because she and her roommate both tested positive. So the only other possibility is that the Pineapple, yeah, that would be a good name. Pineapple. Let's see if she likes the pineapple. So either it was a staff member or it was somebody that was visiting her roommate tested positive. I don't know which one. So it is what it is, but she's fine. So yeah, it's a blessing she has no symptoms. I know. I know. It's happy Saturday. It is Friday still, right? Now you just scared me. Sure. Go ahead, Mindy. I'm glad to see you here. I didn't put eye drops in though. My eyes are all red from my allergies. I forgot. I might have to take a break because they get pretty red. Oops. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? So, yeah, it's they need to study my mother. Who are you talking about, Crackles? My mother? Call you Hawaiian. Okay, Hawaiian. Whatsoever you said the Panthers are being lied to. Yeah. I don't know if Mindy, did you happen to watch Alice's video? I didn't see it till this afternoon. And so I'm in the same boat as everyone else with the, oh, that's pretty bad. So you love everyone's mama. I know. Beth, you're just a big ball of love. You're a big ball of love. Have I seen the email that the GS that Glenda says Laura sent? I only saw, I haven't seen it. Hi, Ellie. Haven't seen it like printed out to hold it. Um, if that's the email you're talking about, and I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know, Mindy. Hello, saying this about that. Um, oh, there, Alice Antiusa. I don't think that one exists. Yeah, me too, Crackles. I don't, Mindy, I can't claim to ever be really all that knowledgeable about that email. So I'm not sure what the email. I'm not exactly sure where you're going with this one. I think that there has been a considerable amount of lying um, all around. And that's a problem in my eyes. Um, because if you tell the truth, you don't have to worry about, oh, okay, everybody wanted to discuss the box to death. Okay. The email, I mean, I never said anything about the email because I don't really know anything about the email. And it's very possible that it was all made up, that email. I don't know. I never saw it. I don't know if anybody else saw it. So that's why I didn't, that's not part of um what this is about to me anyway. So I respect your decision, Mindy. Now there's a food email. I don't know about a food email. Wait, was that an email that I saw recently someplace? I can't even, hey, cringy. Um, I don't, I can only speak about the things that I was told, that I observed for myself. I'm not going to speak about anything that anybody else saw, that anybody else, I won't say anything about that because this is only about me. Um, I know. I don't believe that Laura sent her a racist email. That would be I don't I don't believe. I don't think that Laura sent a racist email at all. So so that's not any part of this. Hi, Margot. So I can only talk about the things that I recognized as not exactly, she is lying about the racist email. No surprise there. See, the problem is that so many lies have been told on both sides that now trying to sift through what's real and what's not real is kind of difficult. So whoever comes forward with the receipts and with proof, that's who's going to be believed, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Um, I don't think that there has to be all of this animosity and vitriol between people. Like I see comments that are being made and people are texting me and emailing me and all these things. And uh-oh. Oh no. Do you hear that? Here comes Holly. Mm-mm. Mindy, theoretically, you're right. And so you could apply that hypothesis to almost anything. Um, if you can't provide proof, then B-boys. Hi. So I'm not here to pour gasoline on an out of control forest fire. I'm not. I'm not going to call Laura names. I'll call her by her proper name because elementary school was a very, very long time for me. and even longer for Laura. But my name calling days are gone. I'll call her by her real name. I don't need to come up with a name. Oh, Cringy, you didn't like your blizzard? I was hungry when I saw that video and I was like, oh, now I feel like having ice cream. And I did. I had a coconut bar. That's all I had. I didn't have real ice cream. I just had the coconut froze fruit bars, or whatever brand Lidl has. And it was good. So, Cringy? That's a good question. I like Carvel. There's no Carvel around here, thank God. But if I do happen to pass a Carvel and I have a few extra minutes to run in and get something, I do. I like it. Hey, Freedom Smith, 1776. Yeah, it's thundering and raining here. It was sunny and then it started getting cloudy and then they said rain. But we do need the rain. It was really, really dry. So we appreciate the rain. Like I said, I see the comments that are being made, and chocolate mousse. Laura is convinced that I disclosed something to Alice, which never happened. So, hey, Foxy Fox. So, she should realize that it was her that disclosed her own secret, not me. And that was years ago, 2 years ago. Wasn't me. Keep my life light and fun. Okay. I kind of wanted to keep it light and fun too. This was an impromptu thing. I'd been thinking about it, and then when it got cloudy and it was raining, I said, let me do this. So I slapped some makeup on my face and tried to make my hair look like something, because this humidity, you see, the afro is forming. It was so hot there today. Oh, Cringy, I like creme brulee too. Creme brulee and flan. Anything that's like custard, I love. Oh gosh, I love it. There's a Hispanic bakery that opened in town a couple of years ago, and they sell flan in a container. I think it's like $5, but it's a decent sized container. I bought that once, and I was eating it in the car. I don't eat in my car. It was so good. I said, let me just taste this because it looks really good. So I took the lid off, and oh man, it was good. Really, really good. Cringy, you're funny. So, yeah, I mean, the comments about loyalty and this and that. It's one thing to remain loyal when you've been told the truth, but another thing, are you supposed to remain loyal? Oh, hi, Kathy. To the dishonesty? I don't know about that. So, whatever. I'm going to keep it light. I don't have anything written about Glenda because, quite frankly, I have been so busy outside and doing other things that I just haven't had the time really, or the interest. So I have garden stuff to do. Holly's panicking because of the thunder. Not panicking, but she's a little bit bothered by that, by the rumbles. And I'm still dealing with things for Mom, papers and, all kinds of things. I'm still doing her laundry, and this whole thing with the COVID, it's a little weird. Yeah, I actually kind of feel like a weight has been lifted, and I agree that life is too short to hold grudges. I know, cringy. She took a COVID test. The funny thing is every time I go to see my mother, I have to do a test. So they just give you the COVID test. They give them to you for free. And it is kind of like a pregnancy test where you're standing over it, like waiting to see if the line forms or not. It's a little weird. It's a little strange. Strawberry jam, strawberry pie, strawberries will be in next month. And hopefully, when I go pick strawberries at the little strawberry patch I go to, I'll make a video because you'll die when you see the size of the strawberries this place grows. They're tremendous, and they're sweet, and they're juicy. And I know strawberries are number one on the Dirty Dozen, but man, there's nothing like picking a strawberry off a plant and putting it right in your mouth. I mean, I will pour my water bottle over it and kind of like wash it off. But when it's warm in the sun, oh, so good. So good. So today is Mental Health Action Day. And this is actually something. It's to drive culture of mental health from awareness to action. And they're focusing on the isolation and the depression from the pandemic. I don't know about anywhere else. You go for the full effect. Well, it's kind of stupid because they're so porous that they absorb everything. And I just look at my mother, 93 and a half years old, and she was eating that food, eating everything. There's no rhyme or reason to any of this stuff. No, I'm not a Glenda Sully fan either, Deborah. And I never asked anybody to choose sides. That would be unfair. And if they don't like me for doing what I did, I understand. But strawberry pie from scratch. That sounds delicious. I like strawberry rhubarb pie. I like the sourness of the rhubarb. But I don't know how it is anywhere else, but it is nearly impossible to find mental health services here. Whether they're just so busy and they don't have, oh, Ellie, I have battled depression too. But to try to get any help, places are not taking new patients. They're spreading appointments out further apart, I guess, to accommodate more people. And there's an online thing, I don't know what else to call it, called Cerebral. Hi, Feline. And apparently a lot of mental health providers from across the country joined this Cerebral thing because it was a virtual mental health practice, I guess, and it was nationwide. They would hook you up with providers, I guess, that were in your state so that prescription privileges, they can't call anything over the state line. And I had been thinking, well, that sounds like a good thing. They're not too expensive, readily available. Well, last week something came out where the providers at Cerebral, a whistleblower came out and said that they were told to prescribe stimulants like Adderall and Ritalin so that people would keep coming back. Now, yeah, the healthcare system is so broken. Medical care is so broken. The things that I'm hearing saying this about that, let me put this up here because I would like to talk about that. Vitamin D helps. Also, vitamin B12 is supposed to help. And then also, high dose fish oil, I've heard helps. It's working for depopulation. I the more I see, the more I hear, the more I watch, nobody's doing anything about the healthcare system. People need help. The pandemic caused this horrendous side effect. People were terrified. Hi, Shan. People were, and they still are terrified of COVID. I was just talking to a neighbor who's going to a fire department installation dinner with her husband, and there are going to be over 300 people there. Her husband had a heart attack last fall, and the doctor actually thinks that he threw a clot because of COVID. So she's anxious to go to this installation dinner, and they're going to have to figure something out because this thing is not going away. And vaccinations and now there's monkeypox. We've got monkeypox, whatever that is. That's a new one on me. I just happened to see another nurse talking about it on TikTok, and he was talking about the smallpox vaccine, and I thought, this is weird. And they're recommending that people that never had the smallpox vaccine take the smallpox vaccine for monkeypox because it's 85% effective against monkeypox. Oh, it's like you can't keep up with it. Everything is changing so fast. I agree, Linda. I think COVID is here to stay. But anyway, this Mental Health Action Day, as I was reading through it, it says convened by MTV Entertainment Group. Mental Health Action Day was created with an open source model that has effectively united and galvanized brands, organizational leaders, and cultural leaders to seamlessly integrate the message and spirit into their existing branding and voice. Okay. But what they're talking about is instead of formal therapy or formal appointments, peer-to-peer counseling, which is me calling Beth and utilizing peer-to-peer counseling that way, instead of trying to look for services that are not available. There are a couple providers around here. There's one nurse practitioner who the initial consult is over $500, and then it's $240, I think, for a medication management visit. $240 for a 20-minute medication management visit. Healthcare should not be a for-profit industry. You're dealing with dynamic human beings that are always changing. Well, saying this about that, there are certain symptoms that fit into Hi, Bucky, you're back. How was dinner? That fit into certain categories, but so many mental health disorders overlap with the other one. So to kind of cover everything, unless it's a mental health disorder that is really, really severe and difficult to manage, like schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, things like that. But I do find great comfort and relief in talking to friends of mine who have their own mental health issues, so they understand. For somebody to say, oh, you're depressed, just snap out of it. Go take a nap. You'll feel better tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. Anyone who has ever had depression knows that it does not work that way. So, the stigma for mental health issues, that has to end. I know you're late, Bucky. That's okay. You have a late pass. You had to eat. There are homeless people, veterans, and I'm seeing it now, elderly people, like with my mother. She's depressed. She has had depression. She has definitely had an anxiety problem her entire life, but it that was the era where you were crazy. You were crazy. They locked you away. And I know you were talking about that, cringy, that methylene blue. And that's something else I wanted to look into. But I'm saying this about that, the medical marijuana, I've been doing a lot of research and reading about medical marijuana and the different things that it's used for. It's quite clear to me why big pharmaceutical companies wanted to suppress any research with medical marijuana. Especially for nerve conditions, medical marijuana is proving to be superior to anything that's coming out of a pharmaceutical company. For neuropathies, pain conditions, seizures, when you have somebody that's literally intractable seizures all day long, and not even the medical marijuana, CBD, essentially eradicating the seizures, that's just not a coincidence or a fluke. So, yeah, I know. She did eat fast. Bucky, what did you eat for dinner? The methylene blue eliminated your inflammation in 4 days. I have to check that out. You know, Ellie, I don't remember my mother ever being depressed. I remember, I mean, she had OCD to beat the band and anxiety, and I think that anxiety and OCD kind of go hand in hand with one another. So I don't remember her being depressed. She was much more nervous, anxious. She was a worrier. Saying this about that, I don't know enough about it. The medical marijuana was legal in New York, and then in, I think it was April of 2021, Cuomo passed the recreational marijuana bill and law, I should say. And I really wish they would hurry up and start opening some dispensaries, because I would like to speak to a bud tender to learn more about it, because I don't know about the terpenes and this and that, but I would like to know. There are all these different strains. Some are great to sleep, some are great for anxiety, some are great for pain. And it's not that people are running around. Hi, Lucille. She ate pancakes. So I would really like to learn more about it. And people, with marijuana, it's not like people have big fat joints running around all day smoking them stoned out of their mind. They're not. The first time I ever heard microdosing, I thought, what's that? And I looked it up, and it makes sense. It really makes sense. What really kind of got me interested in the medical marijuana was, I have a friend whose mother was diagnosed with leukemia. She was in her 80s, and the chemo made her so sick. And, the doctor prescribed Zofran and other things for the nausea, and it took the edge off, but it didn't really relieve the nausea. And she started losing a ton of weight because she couldn't eat. So my friend's brother lives in Utah. So he went over to Colorado, and he sent back some edibles for her, some edible gummies. And a joint lasts you for days. Yeah, because you're not, doing the college. It's different. Permit on cash and registration is more. See, I don't know, because I don't have any conditions that'll get me a medical marijuana card. So, I mean, I just want to go learn about the stuff, learn about the different strains and what's good for what and what works better. But anyway, her mother, she was sitting out by the pool one day, and I said, I thought you didn't feel good. She said, I didn't, but I took a bite of an edible. She wasn't stoned. She was perfectly fine. And she said it is the only thing that relieves the nausea where she can eat. And that, I thought, there's something to this. There's really something to this. I mean, you would think the old me would have thought her mother would have been stoned out of her mind, but she wasn't. And what she was doing was microdosing. She would take a little bite of an edible so that it didn't have any psychoactive effects, and it lasts for a long time. So, yeah, it's great for nausea. It's also the very best thing to lower intraocular pressure for glaucoma. There's nothing better than marijuana to reduce intraocular pressure. So, if you show up in a medical marijuana, they'll find one for me. Well, I'm just waiting for them to get on the stick already with the recreational marijuana thing. I don't know what the holdup is. You use hemp cream when your legs get restless? Oh, for sure. It helps with MS. I mean, I've heard for a lot of various autoimmune disorders. You're so anxious and introverted if you don't smoke. Yeah. knows? Why do I believe that? Oh, Bucky, I would love to talk to your son about it. That's what I'm all about, like getting information and finding out what's what. And I love that. I love finding out about things. You smoke more Molly. Yeah, big pharma attacked marijuana. You're absolutely right, Cringy. That's exactly what happened. And for good reason, for very good reason. So I just, I've seen pictures of the dispensaries where they have all these different in glass cases, all different names of things and combinations, and it's overwhelming because I don't know all about that stuff. So you've been smoking for 34 years? So your intraocular pressure must be very, very good. But it's very, very interesting. Very interesting. And I think one of the greatest things about it is that number one, you can't overdose on it. It won't kill you. Um, if you get too high, you just lay down and sleep it off. Just don't get behind the wheel of a car when you're doing it. Yeah, microdosing seems to be the way to go for management of chronic disease states, Beth. I'm seeing that. Well, Ellie, maybe someday it will. Bucky had children. Deborah, I know. The stuff that they advertise on TV that is toxic. But see, marijuana has such a bad rap because it was illegal. It's the same. This is the same thing as when prohibition ended. It's really the same thing. It's marijuana now. So you'll have your people that grew up with prohibition. Well, not anymore. They're not here anymore. But they, oh no, alcohol's no good. It was illegal once. Well, it's not illegal anymore. And marijuana is a hell of a lot less toxic than alcohol is. So, yeah, eat your way through the kitchen. Oh God. Yep. So, but they need to stop with the stigma. And the pandemic was bad for a whole lot of people. And it's just amazing that nobody's talking about the suicide rates and nothing. So, well, freedom. I mean, even if it was legalized here last April and nothing, you can get it and you can possess it, so they can't do anything to you. But it's still you can only go into a dispensary if you have a medical card. So Kathy Bates and Disjointed. So yeah, alcohol is not good for you. It is not good for your liver. Light and funny. Bucky's so far behind. Oh Lord. So I didn't even really know what I was gonna talk about tonight. I just figure I would fire it up, and whoever showed up, showed up. Well, it's funny, Margot, I have neighbors down the street that when I walk the dogs, it smells like there's a pack of skunks living in his yard. He's growing it all in the backyard, and, I only know because one of the other neighbors peeked over the fence and blew the whistle, but nobody cares. I mean, nobody around here really cares. It's if they don't get it together, a lot more people are gonna be growing it because it's over a year now, and, nothing has really been done. From what I understood, the medical dispensaries were supposed to sell recreational and medical, and then there are some smoke shops in town that sell, Delta 8 and some other hemp products that were going to incorporate marijuana into their sales also. So, oh, you can't even get a medical card in Georgia? Hmm. Oh, Bucky's ready to party. She's all fired. See, she ate dinner. She's all fired up now. All fired up. Yeah, I've had Delta 8 and some there are also other, what do you call it? Derivatives of hemp. There's HHC, there's THCO. There are other derivatives out of hemp that are supposed to be equally as good as THC. So, yeah. Oh, that sucks. It's Friday night and we're feeling all right. You better read your comments. Nobody would give you any Betty Boop? Who's gonna give Betty Boop some? Somebody has to. Well, they can't just, like, send it to you. Well, they could send edibles because if you have never smoked it, it can be a little harsh, but, you can certainly have an edible. It's just like eating candy. Dispensary weed is THCA heavy. See, you're speaking a language that you like Mary Jane, you're old school. So, like I said, I really haven't been keeping up very much with the Glenda thing. Apparently, she thought she had COVID. She took a test. COVID was negative, but she still thinks she has COVID. At this point, whenever I hear, "Oh, so and so has COVID," I'm like, "Oh, okay," because it's like saying, "Oh, I have a cold or I have the flu or whatever." Um, Victoria. Oh my gosh. Good Lord. I've just had other stuff that I had to do. I mean, I just haven't had time to or the inclination, I guess, to watch. I there was some expensive furniture that was put in a closet, I guess. Okay. I wouldn't spend that kind of money to put in a dressing closet, but that's just me. Hey, man, you do you. If you want $5,000 furniture in your closet, have at it. You can cold press juice, marijuana leaves, and you get THC comes out of THCA, requires heat to transform to THC. So now you're teaching me stuff or talking about stuff that I have no idea about. It was illegal to smoke. Illegal to smoke it and legal to vape it. I mean, like, really? Come on. So, earlier this week, I made a decision that I was going to buy a riding lawnmower. So, I get in my car and I drive to Home Depot. Now, our Home Depot here had a fire a few months ago and the whole facade was all burnt up. I think people said they saw it on their local news. So I went there, and you know how they usually have all the lawnmowers and everything lined up on the sidewalk? There were none. So I'm thinking, okay, it's because the facade burned down and there's no room. So so I figured, oh, they're inside, right? So I walked inside, no lawnmowers. So I say, excuse me, where are your lawnmowers? We don't have any left. I thought that was weird, but figured, beginning of spring and everybody's out mowing their lawn. So then I went to Lowe's. And Lowe's had 2 John Deeres. It was the entry-level John Deere, which I didn't want, and then one step up. And then they had 2 Craftsman, one was sold. And then they had some battery-powered one that I didn't want for $3,500. And then a Cub Cadet, which was way bigger than what I needed. And so I thought, okay, so Home Depot didn't have any and Lowe's has limited, so I guess there's a run on lawnmowers, right? So then I went to it's specifically a garden and landscaping place. Okay, Vivian, I can't do it here. I have to go into YouTube Studio and wrench whatever, but I'll take care of it. Hi, Catherine. So I went in and I said, "Hey man, you got any lawn tractors?" He said, none. He said, "We have 0-turn radius ones for like $5,000." And I was like, what's the deal? There are no riding lawnmowers. And I called Tractor Supply. They don't have any either. So I was like, what is the deal? And he said, one of the main problems is that the steel that they use to make the lawnmowers came from Ukraine. And then apparently another manufacturer couldn't get rubber for the tires. And then yet another manufacturer couldn't get foam for the seats. And he told me that he had some that were coming in. He didn't know if they were going to come in the next day, the next week, the next month, nor did he know what out of the order that he put in they were going to get. So if he ordered, say, 20, he said he knew he was getting 4 for a fact. But how do you run a business like that? When you put in an order for 20 and you get 4, and he said all 4 had already had deposits on them. They were already spoken for. So baby formula, well, let's see, since the pandemic started, we had a shortage on wood, on lumber, Now there's a shortage of baby formula. Pick it, anything in the store, you never know from 1 week to the next what is going to be there, what's not going to be there. 32-week lead times. Whew, yeah. Hi, Southern Charm. Yeah. So yeah, and when he said all the steel came from Ukraine, I said, okay, so that makes sense. So they're trying to source steel from other places, but yeah, crap from China. So bye, Foxy Fox. Have a safe flight. They have formula. So how come? Well, I know it was that the one place where the formula was manufactured had a big bacterial breakout. Okay, so clean it and let's start manufacturing formula again. Like, well, I don't understand what the problem is. The fourth industry, yeah. Yep. You're having a hard time finding chicken? Well, all I know is when I went to go get my Italian sweet creamer for my coffee and they didn't have any, I got this like empty sinking feeling inside and I was sad. So then I had to go to another grocery store and pay more, but I did get it. So, you've been in the garden watering and weeding? That's what I've been doing too. Am I ignoring you? No, I'm just not reading. I'm not ignoring you. Oh, Margot, I know. I keep getting letters in the mail saying, "Oh, well, due to the supply chain issues, your car is worth more than." Well, okay, if I give you my, well, not give you, sell you my car, what am I going to do? I need a car. So why am I going to give you my car? I mean, things just don't make sense. Yeah. I have a feeling you're right. I saw something about the economy in China and how it is going to end up being the next world. So I read that, I saw something like that within the last couple days. So hi, Peeper. I scrolled and it went all the way. I know, sweet Italian is the bomb, isn't it? I don't think that I would enjoy coffee as much if I didn't use that. It really, it really makes coffee good. But I also realize that I do not put just 1 tablespoon in coffee either. So, I put a little more than that. It makes the coffee good. It's okay, Daniel. Nothing big happened. Just was an impromptu thing, and, I saw that too, that they're predicting a recession. Yep. You like a little coffee in your creamer too? What is the deal? I don't remember ever being so into this coffee creamer thing. It's nuts. Vivian, where are you? Vivian Valor, and why do you think I'm ignoring you? I'm trying to go back. I know ignore you. Hi, Dee. Oh, forget about getting a new vehicle now, Bucky. You'll pay way over what it's worth. I get my sweet creamer at Lidl. The other replacement sweet creamer I got, it was okay, but it wasn't the same as Lidl. Their their cream, it's probably the same as Aldi, the same formula, recipe, whatever. Your vehicle's worth 8,000 more. I'm curious, my vehicle, it's 5 years old. It turned 5 years old this month in May. I think I got it on May 17th, 5 years ago, I think. Or 21st? No. Yeah, I think I got it the Thursday before Memorial Day. So, oh, I know, the canned cat food too, I heard that, right. Really weird. Now, Deborah, I bought a thing of hazelnut, um, when I couldn't find the Italian sweet cream. Uh, I still have some left in the refrigerator. It was okay, but it's still not the same. And then I thought, well, maybe there are recipes online to make the sweet creamer yourself. Um, oh God, cringy, no. Mhm. Serfdom. I am not even ignoring you. I don't know. I'm surprised. I'm not ignoring you. I am not ignoring you. I just can't wrench you here. I have to go into the YouTube studio. So, ain't no deal, baby. We're good. A lot of people apparently have really gotten hooked on these coffee creamers. There are some YouTubers and things, and they're way worse than me. I mean, put this much creamer in, they put this much coffee in, and the rest is creamer. And it is, if you drink enough of it, it's a little heavy on calories. So, Vivian, I appreciate you sticking up for me. I won't ignore you. They used to use carnation in a Beth, no goat milk. Mm-mm. No, goat milk, yuck. I know, Beth. I almost came to that. I did. I almost came to, like, let me try to make my own. Walmart never has half and half anymore. Hey, girl. Hi, Virginia. Hello. Oh, cringy. You don't know how many times I have thought about that. Mhm. Yeah, it makes coffee excellent. Yes, it does. Mini moos. What are mini moos? Little milks? Little cartons of milk? 100 degrees in Jersey. What's it supposed to be here? I'm asking you like you know. Come on. 81 tomorrow and Sunday. Okay. I'll take it. So, long story short, I did not get a riding lawnmower. I don't know when I will get a riding lawnmower. Um, and I really don't want to buy a used one because if I was a mechanic and I knew how to fix things, it would be different, but I don't. So I don't want to get a used one and then have something happen and be like, I don't know what to do with this thing. So, hi, Wanda. Vivian. No, no, no. Are you gonna say something, Vivian? Cheese. Oh, cheese. Minnie Moose's cheese. I love cheese. What am I planting in my vegetable garden? What am I not planting? Tomatoes, of course. I've got beefsteak, sweet 100s, and regular cherry tomatoes only because I found seeds and I thought, why not? I have two different types of cucumbers, and then I know somebody's going to make fun of me. Pickles for pickles. I know cucumbers are cucumbers until you can make them pickles, but these are not big, long ones. I can't remember what the name of them are. I've got different color peppers. I think they're called California Wonders. I think they're yellow and red and all different colors. I see and hear you. Cukes for pickles. I was looking for the sun golds. I can't find them anywhere. And another thing I can't find is lemon verbena, which I love. Um, I thought about that, Tiffany, with the Kirby's, and I didn't find actual Kirby's. They're burpee somethings, burpee, but they're for pickling. I have watermelon, cantaloupe, butternut squash, zucchini, string beans, peas. I said peppers. I have kale, Swiss chard, and some kind of lettuce that I found seeds for that I figured I'd plant and see if they came up, and they all did. So it's just regular lettuce. Cilantro. I started dill and parsley from seed, and they're dead. So either I have to plant more seeds outside, or the one thing that I never had a lot of luck with was parsley and dill, ever. Even if I bought it as plants, it more often than not died on me. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but I have some in the ground, I have some in containers, and then I have right now 3 tomato plants upside down. And I almost made a video on how to make the upside down planter, but I just wanted to get it done. I could show it, but a few years ago, I did that with growing the tomatoes upside down, and they did great. It eliminates they don't get fungal disease. The fungus comes from the ground, so I just I went to Home Depot and I got not even the 5-gallon paint buckets. It was a 1 or 2-gallon paint bucket, cut a hole in the bottom, took the tomato plant, cut a piece of sponge, cut a slit in the sponge, slipped it through, and filled the pot up with dirt. So I hope they do well. Um, I don't know what the deal is with the dill and the parsley. Even when I buy them as established plants, when I plant them, they die. And I wanted to plant dill because swallowtail butterflies love it, but I can't keep it alive. Vivian, that's funny. So, what's he saying? Spain melon. Hmm. Yeah. I think everybody is. Yeah. But if you no, I have never grown that. I've never even seen that around here to buy to grow it. I have never tried the earth box, but I've seen it and it looks in fact, I saw one of them today and it looks really cool. Uh, yeah, when you have investments in a 401k, it's for the long haul. So you kind of have to ride through these shitty times. It happened in 2008 and it'll always do this. So you kind of have to ride out the bad times. A shadier part for parsley dill? Okay. The French name for the melon is gingerine. I have to check that out. I mean, I hope I have pumpkins too. So I'll see what happens. It's okay, Vivian. We're all asses sometimes, right? Is that for the fungal disease, Arizona, to spray the peroxide? Ah, Beth has spoiled cats. I was thinking about the Snooter sisters today too. I feed them so good and I give them such good treats. Any other dogs would snarf the stuff up in like 15 seconds. And these two prima donnas, they have to go from bowl to bowl to smell. Did the other one get anything better? Is it different? Is it? No, it's the same thing. Just eat. Just please eat. They're a piss of these dogs. It's like they run the place. Good God. Yeah, I have to wait for them. I've seen my friends' dogs. They don't have these problems. Mine are way spoiled. I'm giving them away. Anybody want 2 dogs? There's Holly has always been picky, and she's never been, a pig about food. She has always she's been very ladylike, manners. She doesn't piggy up with the food. She takes her time. When Holly goes to eat, it's kind of like somebody going into have dinner at a restaurant. They sit down, they're with whoever they're with, and they relax first, they have a cocktail, they have some conversation, maybe a little piece of bread from the bread basket. That's exactly what Holly does. She'll go over, she'll smell the bowl, then she'll go lay down for a couple of minutes, and then she gets up and she'll come back and she'll smell the bowl again and she'll lay down and she'll look around and she'll taste it and she'll look around. It's hysterical to see. It really is hysterical. It's almost like she's sitting down at a fine dining establishment and she likes to relax and take her time. She doesn't want to be rushed. She's and they learn from each other. They learn bad habits from each other. So, an outdoor vacuum cleaner. Thank God mine have never eaten rocks or dirt, or I did catch Zoya going after a bumblebee last year, but I think she just wanted to play with it. Aw, he put his tennis ball in his bowl. That's adorable. Good night, Ellie. A friend of mine actually though had a dog who ate rocks, and she ended up with an intestinal obstruction and had emergency surgery, or else she would have died because she would go into like the potted plants in the house and eat the dirt out of the, like, why? It's not like she was starving. Thanks, Catherine. They're funny. Thank God for them. They're wonderful. Who's spoiled? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who spoiled them. That's a good question. It's Dort's fault. They are very good, though. And in fact, here's something else. Their breeder had 2 litters in January. One litter, I think, only had 2 puppies, and she usually has very, very small litters, but the other litter was big. I'm not exactly sure if she, well, no, the, the dam was hers because she whelped at her house. You know who did it? Who did it, Tim? So, and the bigger litter, how the show breeders do it is that the owner of the sire and the dam, they choose their pick of the litter. Good night, Catherine. Beach blanket bingo. I like that one. And so they get to choose their pick of the litter. And then they wait for the puppies to get a little bit older because they know what the conformation standards are for showing. And that's how they kind of decide which puppies they're going to place in show homes and which puppies they're going to place in pet homes. So she said that she has one rough male collie that's available. He's adorable. If it were a female, I probably would already have this puppy here. Zoya's a little weird around male dogs. The speak. The breeder tried to breed her once, and she said it was awful. She screamed the whole time. I guess once the male mounted her and they were locked, and once they're locked, you can't break them apart. And she said she would never do that to her again. So I don't know if it was that experience, because Holly's boyfriend, when he comes over, I mean, he's fine. And Zoya is very, very protective of Holly when he comes over, and he and Holly, they get around fine. They play together, they run around together, but Zoya will insert herself in between the two of them. It's a very interesting behavior to watch, actually. So I try to be a good mommy to the Snooter sisters. They're funny. So dog talk. He's on the phone, I think, Bucky, he said. So like I said, if it was a female, but also it's a rough collie. Now, the rough collie has long hair. They require a considerable amount of grooming, like professional grooming. So where I bathe these two, I brush them. The only thing they don't allow me to do is to cut their nails. So thank God I found a grooming place and groomers that can do it. And I don't have to bring them to have IV sedation anymore. So yeah. So I'll keep my eye. She probably won't have any problem placing him in a home because her dogs they're excellent quality bred and breeding and everything. So is Zeus a lesbian? Anybody? Oh, you used to raise butterflies? Yeah, Margot, there a couple of my friends use mobile groomers. Holly is licking my foot. Holly. So, I love that. Last year when I saw my first swallowtail butterfly, because I have the 2 butterfly bushes in the front, I was so excited because I'd never seen one here before. I'd seen plenty of videos. I belong to a couple garden groups, and they would post pictures, and I mean, I got monarchs, and I loved seeing them, but when I saw my first the swallowtail, I was just I loved it. So, my butterfly bushes are all growing this year, and that last year that I even got footage of a hummingbird that came to the butterfly bush, and I was pretty close to it, and it didn't go anywhere. So, Cringy, tell us a dog story. You have 5. I know you have the Doberman, the white pit bull that has the little brown spots, and I think you have other pit bulls that I have not seen. So, like, can you show us all of them? Or is there favoritism going on in the Cringy household? Do you think Cringy has favorite dogs? I love Dobermans. They're great. They're just big love. That's it. I love them. They're awesome. What's gone? Oh shit, Cringy. That's not cool. I would be pretty upset about that. I don't blame you. That's not right. Oh, Zoya. Yeah, Zoya. Um, Zeus. It's funny you should say that, Vivian, because I have discussed that with her breeder and with a couple of my friends. She clearly is not into male dogs. So I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, she will, with Holly's boyfriend, she'll actually crocodile snap at him. I have videos of it. And you can hear it chomp, 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 chomp when she goes after. And he runs away from her. He's twice her size. She's between 50 and 55 pounds. He's 98 pounds. And he runs like hell. It's really funny. Such a sweet, sweet dog. And she gives him the teeth. And yep, crocodile snapper. Cringy holds contests. Who wants to be the favorite? What's your Doberman's name, Cringy? Can someone tell Cheyenne that I can't comment to her on Cringy channel? There you go. Hi, Malinois Mama. Speaking of dogs. Yes. Malinois Mama, I don't know if I sent you this message, but on TikTok, there is, I don't know, do you call it channels on TikTok? I guess so. And it's either Canine Mattis or Mattis Canine or K9 Mattis. I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure if you search for Mattis, but it's a Malinois police dog, and they're fun little videos to watch. Blocked. Bucky's been blocked. You gonna start a rescue? Hershey's Caramel Creamer in dark roast. I like the coffee shop, like whoever makes it, whether it's Dunkin' Donuts or Keurig or the donut shop coffee. Some of the dark roasts are way bitter for me. I got a box that had different kinds like Kenya and Kona, and there was one of them that was a dark roast, and man, was it bitter and strong. Whew. And no matter how much creamer you put in, it doesn't cut that bitterness. It's so weird how people get blocked out of nowhere. It's so strange. You've seen Canine Mattis? I enjoy, and there's another one on TikTok that I like. It's a black lab, and his name is Clarence. And every day there's a video uploaded, and it's got like a robotic narrative. And poor Clarence is always in trouble. He drools, poor thing. But it's so cute. Tim Hortons. Yeah, I have a hard time finding the perfect coffee too, Freedom. I ordered the Dunkin' Donuts Keurig cups because I had a $10 off coupon, I think. Or did I get that in Costco? Wherever I got it, I had a $10 off coupon, and I like it. Oh, you got off the phone with a friend who's getting a rescue Malinois? It's so weird that you can't see Bucky, and Bucky. What does anybody know what that is about? Why Cheyenne can't see buckwheat? What, like, even when you're blocked, I thought it was blocked from just commenting. I don't have the answer to that. I don't have the slightest idea. I really don't know. And Malinois are beautiful. I don't think there's any dog breed that I really don't like. I mean, there are certain dogs that I've known that even so, I mean, not many, but I don't know. Cheyenne, do you have buckwheat blocked? Like if you go to your channel, I don't understand. Oh, yeah, the wrenches are strong over there. Oh, you can see Cheyenne, but Cheyenne can't see your comments? That is so weird. So, Buckwheat, do you have Cheyenne blocked maybe? I generally don't like the yappy dogs either. And trust me when I tell you that if these two were small, they would be yappy dogs because they bark like nobody's business. The new kid in town. Yeah, almost everybody does have a wrench over there. Oh, cringy, you think? You think Zeus has an odd accent? If that's not an understatement, I don't know what is. Cheyenne. Now, Cheyenne, can you see this on the screen? I just posted Buckwheat's comment to you. She misses you. Can you see that? I don't have an answer for that. Oh, 5-month-old corgi. So cute. A lot of carpenters. Mhm. Oh my gosh. Dunkin' iced coffee, triple strength coffee cooled over ice. Dunkin' creamer. Now, I've seen these videos where people take a cup and they squirt like chocolate syrup or caramel syrup all around the cup. Now, that's gotta be a calorie bomb, first of all. And then they put syrup, which is all sugar, I think. Um, I mean, not saying that I wouldn't try it, but it's gotta be awfully sweet. But I'd be willing to try it just, because that's how I am. I'll try it. Oh, that's not cool, cringy. Mindy has you blocked. Hi, Budget Coffees. Speaking of coffee. Oh, cringy. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I hope you get your other 2 back. It's not for the weak. Oh, syrup is all high fructose corn syrup? Yeah, and that high fructose corn syrup, it's GMO, right? That's the bad thing about the high fructose corn syrup? You're gonna make a coffee video tomorrow? Alright, I'm there. Another understatement, people are asshats. True. You like Kenya blend? Well, the very best coffee I've ever had throughout my entire life was real, genuine Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. That was the smoothest, best tasting coffee I have ever had in my life. It's super expensive, and you really have to go to Jamaica to get it because any of these blends, it's not. It has to come from the Blue Mountains in Jamaica, and man, is it good. Oh, Jamaican Blue Mountain, that's right. Vivian, I don't know. I know you don't wanna get a blend, but if you have see the Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, the real stuff comes in like a burlap bag. So, that's all I remember from I went to Jamaica a lot when I was younger, and I would take, like, a morning or an afternoon, get in a taxi and tell the taxi to take me to grocery stores because that's where I would buy the coffee. I didn't wanna buy it in a tourist shop because it's 5 times as expensive, um, but once you have real Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, you know what isn't. And I mean, it is just hi, Charity. Um, and trying to think when I looked to see how much Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee was, it was unbelievably expensive. So, there you go, 100% in a burlap bag is $40. Told you, per pound. I was gonna say 25. So, medium roast is $70 per pound. Wow. I wonder how much it is if you got it in Jamaica. I mean, even back when I got it, it was more expensive than coffee here, but it wasn't that expensive. Dunkin' Donuts iced tea is so good. Hi, Betty. What's so good about Dunkin' Donuts iced tea? I thought iced tea was iced tea. Light roast is actually the strongest. Huh. They actually make it, I've seen blonde roast. I think, I think that was a Starbucks one, blonde roast. No whole bean decaf at all, Walmart. Okay. Charity cleaned a big house? Hmm. It is kinda nice, huh? I like it. You're having a hard time finding Folgers coffee? Huh. I don't have an espresso machine. I was never I like cappuccino, but I was never like an espresso. And I had quit drinking coffee for a long, long time because back in the mid 90s, mid probably around 1996, I was consuming a boatload of coffee. I'd go to work in the morning, stop at Dunkin' Donuts on the way, get a big cup of coffee, drink that on the walk to work, got to work, set up the operating room, the anesthesia machine, whatever, and then waiting for the first case to come in the room, cup of coffee. Finish the first case, go to the recovery room, on the way back to the OR, another cup of coffee, and this went on between every single case. So, the amount of coffee I was consuming was a high volume. So, one day I was sitting in the anesthesia office, and all of a sudden I felt I said, "Hmm." I felt my pulse, and I said, "My heart is racing." So, one of the anesthesiologists came over, and he felt my neck from my carotid artery, and, he said, if this is correct, you're in" it's called SVT, supraventricular tachycardia. So, they took me into the recovery room, put me on a heart monitor, and my heart was pumping away at about 200 beats a minute. So, they started an IV, gave me some IV medication to break it, and I was told that I had to cool it with the caffeine. So, I cut way, way, way down, and it was hard because I was so used to, in between every case, hitting that coffee pot. We all did it. Um, and then for years, I drank tea, and I enjoyed it. Every morning, I would put down, like, 2 16-ounce cups of regular I like, English breakfast tea, and this past go with these kidney stones, I well, not even like this past go, I think it was a couple years ago, I stopped drinking tea, and then I started drinking Red Bulls because you gotta have the caffeine, right? Hi, Nancy. And I really I enjoyed the peach nectarine Red Bulls a lot, and I don't know what happened. Maybe it was because I was so tired from taking care of mom. I really don't know what made me drink coffee again. I don't know if I smelled the coffee grounds and I really don't know why. But all it took was that one cup. It was like, like quitting smoking and going back to smoke again. It was that one cigarette. And so now I drank two. Well, the Keurig is set for 12 ounces. So two 12-ounce caffeinated cups. And then I switched to, I have a decaffeinated cup. And it's because of that stupid coffee creamer. Hmm. It's the coffee creamer. Yep. I I like it when everybody gets along. I really do, because I'm a true Libra at heart. They call me triple Libra, whatever that means. Oh, Jesus, really? Well, it's on, when I went out looking for my riding lawnmower on Tuesday, one of the neighbors here, everybody knew that he had dementia and that he was progressing, but nobody really knew how bad it was. And his son, who I grew up with, he's a year older than me, he was visiting his mother, and I was able to finally talk to him about what had transpired with his father because his father passed, I think, December 27th. But he had he had exhibited violence in the past, and, his wife wanted him to stay, and she's a little tiny thing, and she's very passive. October 4th. Birthday is October 4th, Taylor. Um, and she things got so bad that she was sleeping fully clothed with her car keys, her cell phone, and her pocketbook in the bed next to her so that if he got violent, she could get out of the house quick. I mean, like, these are the things that people don't understand with dementia. I mean, my mother too. My mother hit and kicked, and not often, but she did. And I think it is fear, and they become afraid and they don't know what to do with that. Like he was saying, his father, what would happen, he would sleep all day and he would be up all night. And he passed from Alzheimer's and dementia. It's really hard. Um and he recommended to me, there's actually a YouTube channel called Dementia Care Blazers, and they have all these videos about different situations as far as how to de-escalate a situation, how to redirect. See, with my mother, um, it's very, very difficult to redirect her. And I don't know if that has to do with the OCD, or she'll always come back around to what she perceives to be a threat. Like when I brought the laundry into her one day, she was screaming and swearing, "God damn you, stop stealing my clothes. You're stealing all my—" I wasn't stealing clothes, I'm bringing clean clothes to her, but she didn't know who I was. Um, and the only thing I can figure out is that it's fear that they don't know how to deal with. So, ugh, yeah, it's hard. I mean, when and you never know. I mean, my mother cracked me across the face one time out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it, and she hauled off and it stunned me. And from that point on, I thought, "Holy shit." Um, I have to be prepared for anything. Like, I never thought that she would do that, and she hauled off and she walloped me across the face. It's a very cruel disease. Yeah, it is weird. Um, my mother is hung up on her brother and her parents. Now, her mother died the same year my father did, and it was 30 years ago this year. Her brother died 33 years ago, and her father died, oh gosh, I'm 54. Um, I think he died when I was an infant, and she never, ever, ever mentions my father. Never. It's so strange. So, so strange. You know, you would think that the man that she was married to for 40 years, she never, ever mentions him. It like, you can't figure this stuff out. What part of the brain gets affected, and it's really sad. It's hard for me to deal with a lot of times. So I find comfort talking to other people that have gone through it or are going through it, because you can't understand it unless you've gone through it yourself. It's really it's a I never know what mood she's going to be in until that time, because she can be perfectly fine during the day. 3 o'clock, sundowning starts, and she'll call my cell phone, she'll call her landline, and, uh, last week, she told the woman that would take care of her when I was at work that she was at the Jewish center babysitting a bunch of kids. Their parents didn't show up to pick them up, and she didn't have their phone numbers. My mother is Catholic. She was a very, very religious Catholic. So what she's doing at a Jewish center, I don't know. I don't know where she would even come up with that. It's the sundowning that's really, really bad. And she'll call and call and call and call and say the same thing. Peaches, the sundowning, because I've read it's a disruption of circadian rhythms, and the slowing down of production of melatonin. So, I don't know. All I know is that it just sucks. It really sucks. Cringy's making you blush. What's happening over here? Adrenal fatigue. Yeah. Yeah, it is breaking for the family. Mhm. Yeah, it's really hard. I Vivian, you know what? I feel this comment because when I see the number come through, so many times I think, "Just don't answer it." But especially now, she's in an isolation room by herself because of the COVID. So, I could go visit her, but that would be kinda like throwing myself into a fire. Um, mhm. Oh, I'm so sorry, Chicago. I'm so sorry. It's tough, and like I said, I see the number, but until I answer the phone, she could be calling me and she's in a good mood, but if it's after 3 o'clock, more often than not, she's going off the rails from the sundowning, and she thinks I'm the see, my mother worked the telephone company, she was an operator. So she keeps trying to get the operator because she wants to reach her brother who's been gone for 33 years. So, yeah, yeah, the triple Libra, that's what they say is the peacemakers. We like the balance and we like to keep peace. Oh, Jesus. The last words my father said to me when he came back to visit me 2 weeks later was, "Didn't you read the directions?" When I was trying to ram the ink cartridge into the electric typewriter. Yeah, it does suck big time, Bucky. So that's why I do things like digging in the dirt and, laughing with the dogs. It's therapeutic. Yeah. Well, my mother started confusing the remote control for the TV and the telephone. Many, many times I saw her trying to dial the television remote and then grab the phone trying to change the TV. So, yeah. Thanks, Daniel. I appreciate it. It's okay. Don't worry about your poor English writing. We understand what you're saying. Mhm. Well, my mother has called me mama several a lot. I walk into the room and she'll go, "Mama?" And I'll say, pull my mask down and say, "No, it's Diane." "Diane?" So, that's hard, and one of my best friends, her mother has been in a long-term care facility, um, for quite some time, and she said, she jokes with me, "Well, I don't even get credit when I go visit her because she doesn't know who I am," and I mean, she's like me, we kinda compensate for hurt by joking about things, but, y you know, it's hard. It is hard. I wanna fix her, and she's not gonna get better, but she still has periods where she's lucid enough, um, to have somewhat of a conversation, but after 3 o'clock, the the Xanax that she gets at 9 is gone by 3 o'clock, and they don't give her another Xanax until 5, so the period between 3 and 5, that 2-hour window, that's what the when I brought the clothes into her that day, it was 4:30, and oh my god, A couple of the aides came in because she was screaming to high heaven, and they were trying to calm her down, and they're really good to her there. So, yeah. It's funny, Peaches, because I know what I know about dementia from being a nurse, right? And even if I worked with dementia patients, it would be 8 or 10 or 12 hours, and then I get to go home. I had I had no reprieve. She needs more Xanax, yeah, I know, but, um, they're really, really strict with physical and chemical restraints in New York. So, I've asked them, instead of 9 and 5, 9, 3, and 9. So, I guess if she goes off the rails enough, they'll ask the doctor. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Bucky. Yeah, you laugh so you don't cry. I mean, I went to visit her a few weeks ago with, her name is Sandy, the woman that would stay with her. And it's fun to go together because we can make her laugh and we laugh, so she laughs. But, I did something really ridiculous that I've considered putting in the video because it is funny as hell, but, I I took a diaper and I put it over my pants, and I had my mask pulled over my head, and I'm holding Ensure in one, or Boost in one hand and something else in the other hand in this stupid position, um, and I look like a complete ass. I mean, I don't care about looking like an ass. I just don't wanna get any kind of backlash for doing that. Mhm. I know. And you just hold on to the little things that you can grab onto. I think that, good night, Beth. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, you never give up and never surrender, Peaches. It's true. And, one of the things that I've learned is that I'm grieving somebody who's still alive. That's weird. That's really weird. Grieving somebody who's still alive. So, okay, let's stop talking about this. Let's laugh about something. I have not been following Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, but I heard that Depp's lawyers just like shredded her. I've seen some little snippets here and there. Anticipatory grief, yeah. Mhm. Um, so I've seen a couple things, and, her Depp's attorneys are getting all kinds of accolades. Well, the main attorney, the man, the tall man, he allegedly is like this really. Oh, hi, Joyce. There was no notification. I just kind of like did an impromptu thing because it started to rain. Team Johnny Depp. He does seem to be like a really nice guy. Before he goes into the court, and afterward he signs and he shakes people's hands, and her video recordings are enough to see. I haven't watched it in that much depth. That's what I heard, that Velasquez eviscerated her. So, I just saw she was walking out of the courtroom today, and there was somebody there with 2 alpacas or 2 llamas or something. What is that? You bring alpacas to court? Yeah, that's what everybody says, is that, man, her attorneys were terrible. Well, this trial, how long has this trial been going on for? At least a month, right? At least a month, and is he suing her for $50 million? Good night, Betty Boop. Mhm. That's right, we all have problems. You're absolutely right, Cringy. We've all got shit to deal with. She is shy. Hmm. Well, Amber's sister is a cokehead liar. I don't know. I haven't watched it in depth like that. So I've just seen things in passing. It's like I guess I have a short attention span. A herd of alpacas. Oh, Lord. They can still settle this thing. I mean, until the jury gets sent out for deliberations, it can still settle. Oh, Charity, yeah. Oh, really? Well, saying this about that, you can email me at do you have any secrets at gmail.com, and I'll see. Because I know that you were talking about Patchogue and Bellport, and I don't hang out there a lot, but I know, I've been there. I know the areas. Hi, Robin. How are you? I did. I channeled Johnny Depp today. I put my hair in a ponytail because I was channeling Johnny Depp. Not. I put it in a ponytail because it was all frizzy. Is the sister. Hmm. Is her sister going to testify, Peaches, or no? Or is she like not? Is she addicted too much to testify? Oh, men can definitely be abused. Men are more the victims of verbal abuse, I think, than physical abuse. I think men have a tendency to be more physical and women have a tendency to be more verbal. But, words hurt. Words can hurt really bad. See, I never had strong feelings about Johnny Depp one way or the other. Uh, he did some good movies. But I was never her sister did testify. I was never like, "Oh," I just he seems like a nice enough guy to his fans, but I never really fawned over him or anything. When did her sister testify? He took his aggression out on kitchen cabinets. Yeah, Peaches, I mean, like I said, I know who he is. He was in some really good movies, but, Cheyenne. What? I'm missing a lot. See, I miss a lot. I got rid of cable TV, and my mother is not watching the news all day long. So I catch headlines when I when I go online, but it's not in my face all the time, and I'm a happier person for it. I really am. I'm a happier person for it. Although I feel like I have no idea what's going on in the world, but I'm I'm a happier person for it. Well, let's see. He was in Blow. I think that was a great movie. He was in wasn't he Edward Scissorhands? I loved Edward Scissorhands. Um, the Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, decent enough. Not my favorite, but it was okay. Oh, now I'm gonna have to look up Hillary. See? Oh, that whole staircase thing when she said she thought who she was thinking of, and then yeah. Oh, it's Charity's birthday. Don't forget to send her stuff. Charity, you're not doing it the right way. You know how you have to do it. You gotta work it. Work it, girl. Oh, you need a new car? Okay. Send Charity a new car. You're a happier person when you know all the dirt. I think that has a large contribution to people's mental health. I really, really do. Um, like I said, I'm happier not seeing all that news crap. I'm just gonna whack off now. Oh, What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Wasn't that like I think one of the first movie, right? And I saw that one. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Uh, on The Outsiders, yeah, me too. Because doesn't I mean, not that it's bad, but he doesn't even live in the United States anymore, does he? I thought his primary residence was in France now. Half of Hollywood? I'm gonna say more than half. Benny and June, that's right. Those are back from the 80s. Those are oldies. Half of Hollywood. You know, it's uh, believe me, with everything that's been going on between Laura and me playing out this way, I don't know if I would be able to handle Hollywood. You really have to either have extremely tough skin or just ignore everything that everybody says about you. Like how do people take it? Oh, the French estate is up for sale for 55 million. That's all? Hmm. You have raccoon eyes. Yeah, all those chunky rings. I thought that to me is weird, but what do I know? He's a good painter. Would he come and paint my living room? Could you imagine? Who painted your living room? Johnny Depp. He owns an island in the Bahamas too? Wouldn't it how come I can't have that problem? Having so much money that I have to buy an island. Imagine having so much money that you have to get rid of it, so you buy an island. Yeah, I do believe that is the poop heard round the world, or the poop seen round the world. College bar. Oh my God. I don't know, Illinois mama. He made 300 million in 1 year? Well, uh, what is it, Powerball and Mega Millions, I always think I'm gonna win, never do, but I'm always thinking about when I do, what I will do with that money. I have a feeling I'll be thinking about that until I take my last breath, never having to actually act on it. Yeah. What? He goes through $2 million a month with a $30,000 wine bill? Wow. Sheesh. Call an attorney, exactly, call an attorney and open a blind trust. Mhm. Yeah, I'd like to have that problem. 2 million a month. Right here.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Take precautions, everyone. There's bullshit detected. Oh, thanks, Mitz. Mom has COVID, but she's okay. She has no symptoms. $30,000 booze tab a month. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Mm. Well, when I packed up my house and moved here, I hired a moving company and they moved a very famous musician. They moved a piano from Shelter Island to his house in Nassau County. And the two guys that were moving me moved his piano. So I got this firsthand. They had to take the whole piano apart. It had to be wrapped a certain way. They told me the whole procedure. They had specific instructions on how to pack this piano and how they had to get it into his other house. It was an all-day job, and at the end of the day, his the musician's assistant went up to them, gave them a $20 bill, and said, "Split it up amongst yourselves." Yeah. So I think these celebrities are so out of touch with reality. It was similar. I heard a similar story about the last time, well, not a couple years ago when the US Open was out here, but back in the early 2000s, I think was it 2004, that Tiger Woods and his entourage went to have dinner in Southampton town, And I think they said there were 18 people, 18 people at the table. And now I can't remember because usually over a certain number of people at the table, there's an automatic gratuity added on. So whether that didn't get whatever the case was, I don't know. But they left like a $100 tip or some ridiculously small amount of money for a tip. I don't think that they are in touch with reality. I really, really don't. Um, Everybody else is managing their money. So when they say, I want to go get a whatever, like I can't even begin to relate to living like that. I can't even. Tiger's cheap and admits it. Well, there was that whole story, like I said, usually a gratuity is added if there are a certain number of people in the party. So um I'm probably forgetting the details, like how much the actual bill was, but they said that they were like, where's the tip? Yeah, he's not worrying about the price of gas. Oh, you need a refresher? You don't have to go too far. Just go on, go over there and learn how to not like come out directly and say it, but like, "Oh, I I used all my lipstick. I love this color, but there's none left. Oh well. Woe is me. I don't have any left." That's what you have to do. Or, uh, "Oh, this pen, there's no ink. Boy, I really need ink. Can you help me out with some ink?" That's what you need to do. You kinda need to, like, manipulate and mold and manipulate. Get people like, "Oh, she needs ink in her pen." Yeah, there you go, Charity. Learn how to cry with no tears. There you go. Well, for the longest time, I was labeled as the stalker. The athletic one that shimmied under her car. Yeah, imagine that. "Oh, you're gonna have a big giveaway when you hit the lottery?" Okay, me too. And I would have a huge, like, because 'cause I'm just like that. I share. I won't keep it all for myself, I'll share. Yeah, I can see. A charity tournament. Oh, the brand is, Tarte, and it's the same as last time, Salt Life, and, I don't know if you can get it on the Amazon store. I think I got it at Ulta, just in case, like, just in case you think it looks nice, you know, Amazon store. I had so much shit from Amazon delivered in the past 2 days. She would have loved it if I used her affiliate link. The guy came today with boxes in his, I took a picture of him coming up because he had so many boxes, but it was dog bones. What else did I got today? I got dog bones. Oh, I got glucosamine for Holly because she's getting up a little bit slower than she did before. I know. You stalker, you. Yeah, like I have any time to go do anything else. I don't have time to do anything except water my plants. She's very hungry. Exactly. She's very, very hungry. Don't forget that. I think this eyeshadow I took from a couple different palettes. I liked one shade here, one shade, and then I saw another. I'm like, "Ooh, that's pretty." Rub that one on. I'll tell you, Jeff Bezos is brilliant because when could you think of something, for example, a line trimmer? I needed to get a head for the line trimmer and it was out of stock. You order it from Amazon and it comes the next day. Not always, but more often than not, I saw that, Peaches. I did not steal the Easter gift off her porch. That was not me. But she got it replaced, so who cares? Yes, and she talked to the president of the company in China at 3 a.m. But meanwhile, the company has an 800 number that's in the United States, all that kind of thing. What was forgot what I was, Amazon. No matter how obscure the thing is that you need or you want, if you go on Amazon, 9.9 times out of 10, they have it. And you can get it the next day or in 2 days. It's crazy. Like, how does that even happen? Because I've ordered some pretty obscure, nothing like, illegal or anything like that, but like lights, garden, solar lights and things. Right. If you can't find it on Amazon, it probably doesn't exist. That is the truth. The VP answered at 3 a.m. Yeah, because if you call the number, the vice president will answer, right? At 3 a.m. in China. You met Johnny Depp? Tell us. How is it strange? Fenders, right? I know that. I mean, and I now believe that my devices, even when they're off, they hear what I'm saying because I will mention something and then like it'll get recommended on Amazon. It's weird. So I have come to the conclusion that we are all under surveillance from our devices. Oh, Lord. Offenders. I know. It is amazing how Amazon just started as a bookstore and it grew and it grew and it grew. And like 1984, Cringy said that earlier. Yep. That's Alexa? Alexa's listening to me? Hmm. But even if you go looking for something, let's say I I ordered some lightning charging cords for the phone. There are it's not like 1 or 2 show up. There's I don't know how many to choose from. There's a ton. I mean, where do they keep all this inventory? Yep, don't get dressed in front of the phone. I think so too. I think devices can hear us, um, because the same thing has happened to me. I'll get ads, I'll get recommendations, like, who's listening to me? Alexa for sure. Uh-oh, it's passing gas. Huh, the last Amazon bookstore. Yeah, but that Amazon started as books. The thought police. You got it. Well, there's a big thing with censorship and Twitter, and I don't know if any of you follow, it's called Project Veritas. It's like an independent, conservative news outlet, and, man, they are trying to shut them down. Once you start censoring what people say and controlling what they can and cannot say, uh, that's pretty scary. I'm good. What do you mean? I'm good talking about Madam? I just haven't really, I've been too busy to really keep track of it, and I figure Laura's covering it, Lele is covering it, Cringy covers it, um, is it really necessary for me to cover it too? I mean, it is fun, but, it's the thing is, it's just kinda like more of the same. It's like it's kinda always the same thing. Alice, somebody has a question for you. Oh, Mitz, you're so right. It's like they want you to look here, but there's all kinds of stuff going on over here, but look here, don't look over here. You know what I mean? Oh god. Lele, she really devotes time and attention to the videos she watch, and she's so funny in her delivery. She's so funny. All of those Southern the phrases and her accent and the things she's like, I crack up every single video. She's great. So it's necessary for me to do it too. I don't want to be redundant, you know? I don't want to be redundant like that. Um, yeah, Layla, she's very, very organized. She has one time in one of her videos, she she was moving or something and she she inadvertently, I guess, held her notes up, and her notes are very detailed. She looks at she looks at things very closely. She's very good, very, very good at how she does that. Yeah, I know. I don't know, all of those Southern phrases that she comes up with, um, I've never heard of them before, and she's funny without meaning to be funny, which is the greatest. I love it. Yeah, she's great. Whatever direction I go in, well, maybe I won't talk about it every week because, like, this week, she really hasn't given much of anything to talk about. The COVID that never was. Um, oh, but I didn't watch the live stream either because I broke my back working outside, and I was just like, I can't. Yeah, she analyzes the situation. She really breaks it down. She's funny. I like her. I like her a lot. This is more interesting. I love getting on and talking with you guys, and like today with this mental health action day, and so many people feel really, really isolated because of COVID, and just getting together like this, um, in a peaceful place where you can talk and discuss different things that are going on. It's therapeutic for a lot of people because they're not socializing like they did before. Bye, Bucky. How much? Okay, 2.5 hours. I need to get off here. It's 9:30. Glenda admitted going to God for forgiveness. Well, forgiveness is a hard thing for a lot of people. But once you're able to do it, it's it it makes you lighter. And I don't know how to describe it, but it takes a load off. I mean, going through life with hate and holding grudges, when my father dropped dead on the golf course 30 years ago, part of part of processing his death had to do with getting over anger, because when my father died, he had just come into the city to see me, and it was hard for me when he died, but there was no conflict. And hi, Lele. Nice to see you. Everybody likes you. So to forgive, you're not going to live with regret, living, regretting that, oh my God, there was conflict, and I didn't reach out and I didn't try. So you're welcome, Lele. It's all true. I don't say anything that's not true. You're great. And those Southern phrases that just roll off your tongue at night, a lot of times I laugh out loud and I wake the dogs up laughing at some of your phrases. So you're doing a great job. Great, great job. I think everybody loves your channel. That's a good point, Cringy. I think that's what they mean by forgiving, not forgetting. But you know what? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fucks up. Can you imagine what the world would be like if nobody forgave anybody? Everybody would be pissed off at everybody. Forgiveness, yeah, it gives you wings. It's true. Oh, really? I think it was you that I read that you actually did send her money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Bye, Virginia. Right. It's being human. I don't know. That's a good question, Lele. That's a really good question. I love this. Mhm. Yeah, it is hard on your heart. Nancy, who are you asking? Me? I'm in New York. So Peaches says no, not intentionally. Whoops. Yeah, Layla, it just the way you talk, Lele. Maybe I'm not used to it. I've never heard a lot of the phrases that you say, and you say them with a straight face, and that's the best. I love that. I love that. But, I think that the original purpose of what Laura and I were trying to do in exposing her is catching on. And at this point, there's enough out there about her begging, and that if people are going to send her stuff, I don't feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry, not for her, for them, because there's plenty out there about this already. And people are kind. People want to help other people. So, um, yeah, seriously, congratulations on your sobriety, Laylee, and congratulations to you too, Cringy. I didn't know that. That's cool. That's cool. No, I think Lele only blocked a couple people that were being really crappy, just like me. I had to block a couple people because they were just nasty. So, um, yeah. And that's another thing, Cringy. People need to stop the stigma with addiction and alcoholism. They are diseases. Nobody, when they're a kid, nobody says, oh my God, I want to do drugs, or I want to drink, or I want to have a drinking problem, or nobody does that. And unfortunately, nobody knows until they have the first drink, or they do that first drug, who is going to be have the problem, who's going to be the addict, nobody knows, because they have all these different factors, genetics, environmental, whatever. But no matter how you do it, whether you do 12 steps or whether you do medication assisted recovery, no matter what you do, if it works for you, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Yeah, I know she's gonna have a giveaway at 30,000. She's had the same sub count for, I'm gonna say, probably at least a year. Exactly, Vivian. It's not just stop it. And it's the same thing like with depression. Oh, well, tomorrow will be better. Get over it. Go have ice cream and you'll fit. It's not like that. It's completely different. Yeah. Yeah, I think that I definitely think there is an addictive gene, or something like that. I totally believe that. I don't understand all the hatred either. I don't want to hate anybody, and I wish that people wouldn't hate me. Um, you got spiritual help for your addiction. You know what? Like I said, whatever works for you. If it works, keep doing it. I think it's great that you've achieved sobriety, and keep doing it. Yeah, love always wins. There's great power in love. There really, really is. Something's rattling behind me. I think I'm hitting the blinds. Hi, Dreama Lens. You're late, and I'm gonna be saying goodbye because this has gone on way long. So thank you everybody I wasn't even sure that anybody would come here tonight because it wasn't announced. I just kind of like jumped on here. So thanks, Arizona. I appreciate that. Hit like, please. Thank you for being here, Cringy. I'm glad you were here. I'm glad everybody was here. I'm so glad everybody talked and had fun and got to spend the Friday evening together. Thank you saying this about that. Joyce, but the notifications, you have to set that. Do I do that or do you do that? Do you have to set? I have to see how that works. I'm not exactly sure. If I plan one, I'll definitely put a little thing out to announce it, but it was a very impromptu thing. Daniel, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you, Feline. Bye, Freedom Smith. See? Hey, girl. Thanks. So everyone, have a great weekend. Enjoy the hot weather. And I'll try to get out and do videos. Well, speaking of addictions, I bought 2 rose bushes on Tuesday. And with that, I bid you adieu. Good night. Thank you for being here. I will see you next time. Have a great weekend. Love to everybody.